What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Dylan. I know my sister's name. My brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
And my friend, Dan.
What's going on?
And this week, you guys, we're talking about the season finale of Loki. We're talking about the season finale of Loki. What was this one called? I forgot the name of the episode.
For all time, always.
For all time, always. Yes, that creepy line that the TVA would say to each other. And this was an interesting episode. One thing I have to say is there wasn't a big crazy CGI battle at the end of the series, and I'm actually happy about that. And other than that, yes, I very well enjoyed it, and we were right.
I did like. Oh
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I did like the final fight scene.
Yeah,
though.
it was
Yes, I mean, it just proves you didn't need a CGI battle or a giant light beam in the sky.
Yeah,
agreed.
basically this was just exposition, but I wasn't annoyed by it.
Because it was good?
Yeah, it was good exposition.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And not because you wanted to know. I think that's the difference. Like when people explain something that you want to know the answer to,
Yeah,
it kind of helps. You know, it's like it was a lot of talking, explaining everything, but I was like, oh, really?
It was.
Yeah.
They made it interesting though.
Yeah.
The character was he was a character.
He was,
Real
yeah.
important.
very interesting. Unexpected. Even though we guessed it, I think it's one of these things where we kind of figured a way the show would go, but I personally, when I was watching, I didn't expect them to actually do it. So when it happened in the show, I was like, oh snap.
You really looked around like that?
yeah, I did that exactly.
Okay.
Did exactly that. So I was actually excited when that door opened and they had Jonathan Majors standing there, and of course you're only excited then if you follow the Marvel news, because people who don't are just like, okay, so who's this guy? But since I followed Marvel news, I knew he was cast as Kang in the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, and so I'm like, it is Kang, it's Kang, you know, which was pretty awesome.
Well, we did say that we didn't think that they was gonna
Well,
use him on the episode, right?
Yeah, I was
I
not.
think what they did, to me anyways, is that they introduced him without introducing him. Because in this show, he was He Who Remains. And I think the Kane we're going to get in the movies is a different version of him. So it's like we're still... So we got Kane the Conqueror, but we really didn't get the Kane the Conqueror that we'll get in the movies.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Because I mean, he already stated that basically he was a variant himself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then I mean, if we're going by like following the actual comic book characters, Kang the Conqueror will be the one that's from this time.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
so he was playing. A lot of people are saying that maybe he was playing Immortus, which is a version of Kang the Conqueror, because he was wearing similar clothes to the comic book Immortus normally would wear, and it's kind of a similar concept with his character and what he does. Now he's obviously in the comics not He Who Remains, but I like where they went with this. Also, I like his reason for it, because this whole time we were saying like, okay, this is Kang the Conqueror because he wants to conquer a certain timeline and he wants to make sure this thing happened. And he wanted to make sure something happened, but it was for a completely different reason. And
Which
I don't know.
respect. I'm like,
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel it.
Yeah. Like, I thought that was really good and interesting, his reason for doing it.
I agree. I mean, he was quirky. It was like when at the one point when he said he knew everything was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like when they was trying to hit him or kill him or whatever, he kept on moving. He was like, all right, well, yeah, I already know everything's gonna happen. I forgot if he said he wrote it down or it was just a script or whatever. But at one point he said, all right, yeah, I know everything's gonna happen up to this point. So now I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think that was after he told him about his backstory and like they could either kill him or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when it was like, okay, now we got our dilemma.
Yeah.
Because if you know everything is gonna happen, it's like, all right, well, where's the surprise at?
Yeah. And then I do like, and I guess this is one thing, like, actually we said this in like the first episode about whether or not the show would introduce the multiverse or split timelines, and it did. And I kind of like how, like, at the end we were just kind of like, well, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that this show is setting up so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, apparently you're not going to need it. Like, if you didn't watch it, you can
Yeah.
still like watch Multiverse of Madness and the next Spider-Man movie and all of those. I think those are right, and Quantumania. I think those are the only 3 movies that's going to be dealing with the multiverse.
So 3 movies is a lot.
Yeah. But
Wait, is Quantumania a different movie than the Ant-Man movie?
no, that is the Ant-Man movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Spider-Man movie, Quantumania, and
Doctor Strange.
yeah, Doctor Strange.
Okay.
That's going to be directly dealing with the multiverse. It is interesting that this show is setting up all of that. It was interesting. I don't know, I had a feeling the show was going to end in like the timeline splitting, but I don't know. I really enjoyed the way that they did it.
There was a lot of branches on that timeline.
Yeah.
Like a ton of branches. Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, it's about to be you. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of different versions of Kane
Yeah.
coming through that they gotta deal with.
But they got to deal with just basically, didn't Loki at the end was saying like he's coming? So I think there's like one big bad, which will be Kane the Conqueror that we get in the movies.
Yeah. But we might see a few different versions, I think, throughout Phase 4. Maybe Phase 5, because Thanos was 3 phases, right? So,
Yeah.
you never know. Was he though? No.
But what I think of too, is that now you can introduce like the other different like heroes from other universes, and it won't be like so far fetched now, because like we have all these branches,
Yeah, that's gonna be apparent.
and that's another avenue that they can go with mutants. Then you don't have to worry about oh, well, how can this person be this age and this person be this age?
Yeah, you
Like,
can
hey,
have
one
Holocaust
time.
Magneto
Yep.
in there because although as time moves forward, Holocaust Magneto is still getting a bit old. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, are we still saying he's a Holocaust survivor because it's in the MCU right now? It's 2023.
But what if they pull him from 1990?
What?
Yeah. From 1990, it was just a
Yeah, so
a
you
made
grab.
up nation.
No. What I'm saying is, you take Magneto, who experienced the Holocaust, from the year 1990, and put him into
2023.
2021.
That's gonna be confusing.
Didn't we already do that with Gamora? Isn't she the 2014 version?
Yeah, we did. We got 2014 Gamora
And we got 2014 Loki, or
2014 Thanos too, right?
yeah, and that was 2014 Thanos and
2012
Loki.
so I mean, is it really that far fetched to go back
Yeah.
another?
One thing that's interesting about this whole time thing is because where He Who Remains it's outside of time. What happened affected all of time. So it's not just like this affects, like, from this point on, the breaking of the timeline affected everything in the past and in the future too, because I guess time is just like a circle, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Travel, so.
I don't know, but
Yeah. No. Basically, that's a loop.
Okay.
yeah. So in that sense, they can go back and do stuff like that. Like, well, now in the Marvel universe, this happened. You know. Also, this definitely sets up What If. This is definitely
It
why
does.
you have the What If cartoon.
I don't. What if it's not a standalone thing?
It's a Marvel Studios thing, and you know everything Marvel Studios does has to be.
Does it though?
Yeah, that's been their thing.
I feel like, why can't it just
Yeah,
be a
it's been that
cartoon? That's a thing.
I feel
I
like
don't think like it could be. I don't think it's going to be like a direct correlation, like how we have like some characters will be in multiple things, or like this end credit that connects this to this. I don't think it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only connection will be is because we have all these multiple timelines, these are things that have happened in these different timelines.
Yeah,
But I don't think like you're going to get a um Peggy Carter, Captain Britain in a movie or a TV show. Like I don't think you're gonna
no,
get something like
I
that.
don't.
Captain
But
Britain.
I don't
it's
think
just
what.
it's just giving us a broader like idea of the different multiverses. That's all. Like I don't think it's gonna be anything serious. It's just like, hey, this is what happened in this multiverse and why it's different from the main.
I don't think it's going to affect anything wide, like anything but itself. Like
Right.
it is
Yeah.
definitely standalone. I think they're just going to use because they're going to say, hey, it's still a part of the MCU, and it is now because we had this multiverse split. So now we can tell all these different stories because it was
Mhm.
part of the
I
multiverse.
would rather they didn't do that.
It. They're going. What difference does it make?
Because why?
Because Marvel has to have everything. Like there
But
has to
it's
be
a
a
cartoon.
reason.
Like, why can't a cartoon just be a cartoon?
Then it wouldn't have been made by Marvel Studios.
Right.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Because that's their thing. If it's Marvel Studios, it has to be canon.
So, I mean, so you're saying that they would never just have a cartoon? Like, they
Well-
wouldn't have, like, Wolverine and the X-Men. That's just Wolverine and the
What's
X-Men.
what's the point of having Marvel Studios do a Wolverine and X-Men cartoon? Just have a Wolverine and X-Men cartoon. Why would you have your movie studio make that
Aren't
cartoon?
they doing everything anyways?
No. There's still new Marvel cartoons and new episodes of Marvel cartoons that's not a part of the MCU. What I'm saying is why would you spend the funds to have your movie studio spend time on it?
Okay, so on the same thing, why have your movie studio make a cartoon connected to a series of movies? And just why? What's the point?
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
But I feel like they did.
That's
Like he
what they
said,
did.
this Marvel Studios made this cartoon for a reason, in my opinion. I don't know what that reason is, but like he said, they other affiliates or whatever could have made this cartoon just like they're making the rest of them.
I don't see the need to have them connected.
I don't either.
To say like, oh hey, you want to know what happened in these timelines? Watch this cartoon. For what?
I don't know.
Something big that we need.
Well, I mean, because they're not gonna bring up every single timeline in the movies or whatever. Like this is just
I think it's
like
just
something fun to watch.
Just to satiate some of the rabid comic fans
So
that wants
it
to see
couldn't just
Marvel
be-
zombies.
Okay, so so if it's just something fun to watch, why does it need to be connected?
Because it's done by Marvel Studios. That's
Yeah.
that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
I think the only person who can answer that question for you is somebody from Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
We can speculate all we want, but I
Alright,
feel like
fine.
it's a reason though.
I have my people call their people. and get the answer to this.
Unless
I feel
after
like
we
she really
watch
has
What
those
If, there is something that comes out of What If that goes further. I mean, I doubt that, but it's Marvel, so you never know.
I feel it.
Oh,
I
plus
feel it.
after watching the trailer, they said it's like an anthology thing where like each episode's different, but some of it seems like there's a through thread in the episodes. Like there's something tying them all together after watching that trailer they released.
Is it just because they're based off the movies that are all tied together? That doesn't mean the episodes are tied together.
No, there were. I'll have to see it. It seemed weird. Like there was, because it seemed like Peggy Carter, it was meeting up with the Hulk or something like that, and then there was a lot, and I'm like, it would either be a lot for you to stuff in each episode, or they have it going through over multiple.
Or it
episodes.
could just be a trailer.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I'm just.
I mean, they
speculating.
make up stuff for their trailers.
It's just speculation. You never
I
know.
don't know, but I feel like there's something.
Yeah,
They got something secret going on.
we'll see.
And only the Marvel Studios geniuses will be able to tell us anything about it.
True. So,
You need to.
yeah, but the timeline thing is going to be interesting. Do you think this is going to remain as a multiverse from here on out? Or are they going to close it back up by the end of Phase 6 or something?
I think that all depends on how many different stories that they want to tell. If you keep a multiverse, then you can tell any story.
True.
Which is why there's multiverse anyways in the comics, right?
Yeah. That way they can tell.
I think they keep it.
Yeah, I think they keep it. That way they can have free reign to do whatever they want and not have to worry about people saying, well, what about in this movie you did this?
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
You know people going to say that.
I feel like Loki was just a way for Marvel to explain, like, why everything in the MCU before happened the way it did. It's like, hey, it had to. Like, hey, it was one single timeline, and that was it, and now we can have other stories.
That's like the lazy man's answer to stuff.
I mean, yeah, you know.
They're like, see, we told you. It can only be this way.
Yeah.
That's a bailout, but
although I did like Kang's reason, as we mentioned before, he is making sure it's this one timeline, the sacred timeline. And the reason why he didn't mind all the other disasters going on, because he's just snipping stuff off that will result in another version of himself. Because he's afraid of another version of himself, going crazy, which is going to happen now.
Yes.
Yep.
Sylvie.
Yes.
Good old Sylvie.
I mean, I get it's like, what is your choice? Like, stay behind and run the TVA, but you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Or you call this guy's bluff, like, the timeline's not going to split. And then it does.
And then it does,
And it
like,
does.
pretty drastically, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just 2 or 3 branches. Like,
I feel like it's
2,000
definitely
branches.
a no-win situation for sure.
It wasn't no way. Yeah, I don't like. I won't want to run the TVA.
No,
Yeah.
It seems very boring there. I didn't see any arcades or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was banking on that. Well, Loki's ambition to like rule would have continued, but it was just like everything that he experienced that's coming to the TV. He realized that there's more to life than just that.
Yeah. Well,
So it wasn't interesting to him anymore. And it's just like, if this was the Loki that we met, like in the beginning of the MCU, he would have snatched that up with no thought.
Easily.
yeah. Although I don't know, being the ruler of time, Loki's not a behind-the-scenes kind of person, you know.
Yeah, but it does give him the power to do whatever he wants, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
he gets
a
to do whatever he
throne.
wants.
Like Sylvie was saying, she was like, "Oh, it's a throne, so now that's what you want."
Yeah.
So, and basically, that's what it was.
So I feel like Kang, since he never researched past that certain point after he told him the backstory of all the Kangs and the multiversal war, which was real, apparently, that thing that actually happened. After he told him that and he never researched past it, he actually didn't know. He thought it could go either way. Either Sylvie killed him because of what happened to her because of the TVA, or Loki convinced her to take over, and which is why he gave him that ultimatum, and he didn't know which way it was going to go. And again, to him, like he said, it doesn't matter, which was interesting.
Right.
Because he's like, either you keep running the TVA or you kill me and I end up back here because the Kangs are just going to come, cause a multiverse war. One of them is going to find a way to undo it all, and he ends up right back there. Which I was like, okay, wow. All right,
so it's just a loop.
Yeah, he's like, there's no lose for him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even when she killed him, he was like, "I'll see you soon," or like, "I'll be back soon," or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay." So he was in a good position.
So let me ask you, there was a couple of questions I had up there. Renslayer.
Yeah.
What files do you think Miss Minute gave her?
I don't know.
Right, because she's like, he would want you to have this. And then she like hopped off to some other time.
I guess it would have to do with Kang, right? You think?
Well, I'm assuming he's the one that gave her the
I
files.
was wondering, like, what does she know about Kang already, though?
Yeah.
Like, do she know anything about him?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, it made it seem like that she didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, like she just knew it was this person controlling the timeline, but she
Yeah.
don't know where he is or where he came from. It's
I'm guessing the files will tell her that.
Maybe.
something.
Yeah, maybe that. I don't know. That's weird, though.
It was like super
Because He
weird.
Who Remains is gone. Yeah, I don't know.
So whoever comes back is not going to be him.
So
And
I'm
he's not gonna
thinking
remember that, right?
Kang the Conqueror definitely gave her those files. When she said he will want you to have it, it was not He Who Remains that gave her those files for sure.
Right.
So a different
So
person.
who is Miss Minutes working for?
First of all, Miss Minute's like, why are you this like independent, intelligent computer?
Yeah, like, isn't she like just a freelancer? Like, just do whatever.
Yeah,
I like how
think
she just jump
I think she
scares
works for
everybody. just pops in. Hey y'all!
Jesus. Seriously?
Yes, no, Derek, I agree. I think she works for Kang.
She works for Kang.
Yes.
And what I thought was a very interesting point on why they kept saying that he was lying, because you can't have two variants in the same timeline. Like he kept trying to convince them because he said it twice and Miss Time said it. That's her name, right?
Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes, sorry. About them being together. And it was like each time they mentioned about them being together, it was like, no, you're lying. Because it was just like you can't have two Lokis
Well, it
in the
wasn't
same timeline.
them in the same timeline. It was their connection that they had with each other.
Yeah. I don't see why not. You could have two Lokis.
Yeah, no, it's not just in the same time. It's because they had a connection with each other. Like physical connection with each other. Not just them both being in the same timeline, but it was that chemistry that they had with each other is what was affecting the timeline.
Because I feel like it does, because the chemistry they have with each other actually changed.
Yeah.
Like they were making changes to each other, right? Like you mentioned, Loki wasn't the same Loki, and it's partially because of the chemistry he had with Sylvie after he met her. So
I mean, that's how they found him on Lamentus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that can't trust, and he's the one that can't be trusted. So it's like you would think they wouldn't vibe.
Well, I mean, they either sit and well.
Well, I
so
mean,
that
that's
he
what
fell
it
in love with
ended up
himself.
being at the end. That's what it ended up being with at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, after our weird self-kiss that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, dude, no, that's you.
You're kissing yourself. You're kissing yourself. I'm pretty sure this is illegal
Doesn't it
somewhere.
feel weird?
Illegal. This is wrong. This is wrong. It's just like Cap kissing his lover's niece.
No.
Whatever
That's
he had going on with that.
No.
Yeah, he did what he did.
I mean,
I don't think he was ashamed of it.
That's
He
gross.
seemed to rather enjoy it.
I guess he was
Still
like, well, I didn't have any
gross.
kids with Peggy, so her niece.
It's
Doesn't
like,
matter.
Bring on.
Gross.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
at
your
least it
Captain
wasn't her
America.
daughter.
Still.
Yeah. I mean, Peggy was dead by then, I guess.
Doesn't matter.
No, she just died, though.
She just
just died.
died.
You were just like,
You
well,
talking
the
about
niece.
a woman he visit on a daily basis, talking about how much he still love her, and it said like, oh,
Loved
well,
her
she's
so
gone.
much that anyone with her blood
Well, I
was
mean,
willing to
she
get
was
it
like
wet.
50
Yeah.
years older than him at this point, though.
it doesn't
I
matter.
think she's just as much at fault as Captain America is, but you know that's
Yeah,
just saying.
it's still gross. It's no.
They're both of them nasty. Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
It's nasty.
it is.
Yeah, it's nasty. All right. So, yeah, Renslayer, we're going to have to figure out in season 2 what's going on with her.
Yeah.
Because there is another season.
Before we talk about season 2, also at the end, so it seemed like Mobius and B-15 didn't recognize Loki.
Yeah.
What was that
It
about?
did seem like
I was like, that means there was no Loki. Because, like, they would at least recognize him as Loki, right? Even if they didn't remember his time in TVA.
Yeah, so they're like, who are you? And I'm just like, well, what happened? Did time reset? Or
I think when he got pushed
Something
through, he
happened with
went
the
to,
time because. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think he went to another timeline. Maybe there's a TVA for each timeline.
so he went to the wrong TVA?
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because I thought the TVA existed outside of time, but maybe it's kind of a weird thing. Maybe it doesn't.
Well,
really.
I thought that's a good point. I didn't think of it like that y'all just brought out. I thought that there was a change to the timeline because now you didn't have the 3 monuments of the timekeeper.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
had
it was
one.
just yeah.
Yeah. So it definitely was a change because now it was Kang the Conqueror, and that was Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
That the statue is of. He has his Kang the Conqueror outfit on and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm like, that wasn't always there.
I'm gonna need answers for that. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I didn't understand, like, well, what happened to them? And like you said, like the TVA is supposed to be outside of everything else, right?
Yeah, but maybe that was a lie. Maybe the only thing that was outside of time was the Citadel that they were on, which kind of makes sense because you could actually see the timeline. Like, you literally could see the timeline. So maybe the TVA is just in some kind of pocket reality or something. I don't know. They'll explain it.
A lot going on. I know that much.
Yeah. But I think this got me most excited because it has huge implications for the rest of the MCU. Like, I don't think we've gotten something this big that affects the rest of the universe since Winter Soldier. Right? Like, we haven't gotten anything that's like, okay, well, that affects everything since Winter Soldier came out. And so, like, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see.
It would definitely be interested to see. I'm interested, what exactly season 2 would be, because I'm assuming season 2 would take place after all the movies.
Yeah, or some people are speculating this before. Obviously, it's going to be after Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, but before Quantumanium.
Do you think season 2 is already done?
No, I don't think so. But a show takes longer than a movie, doesn't it? I don't know.
Well, it's only 6 episodes, so it's not like it's a standard network television show with like 20 episodes.
Yeah, so I don't know. But Quantumania is 2023, isn't it?
It's the last thing, isn't it? That's coming.
Something like that, yeah. So
probably.
It's probably before
I
then.
do like their take on Kang, though. Because unlike in the comic books is that he goes through conquering time. And then here, having him conquering the multiple universes, I think is a nice spin on his character.
They made it a bit better, just like they made Thanos better.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, in the comics, Thanos killed half of everybody just so he can go on a date with the physical embodiment of death.
Oh dear.
Yes. He was in love with that.
Yeah, that was.
But she kept friend zoning him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I want death to friend zone me. I don't want no relationship. Like, yeah, friend zone me. Yeah, I stay over here. I'm not with it.
That reminded me of a Family Guy episode. I'm not going to mention it here.
I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
So, it's weird, but since you have like multiple versions of Kang, I want to see. This is probably not going to happen, but I kind of want like a cameo from Kang in all the movies. Just where I don't care if it's just him like in the background.
I think that'd be cool, though.
Mopping the floors or something.
I think that would be
I just want it so it's just like Kang was there.
You like sneak him into like whatever scenes.
Because obviously,
make sure you we gotta look for him.
Like
Waldo. He'd be like Waldo.
Yeah, because Kang is a person that obviously like he tries to manipulate things, right? And I think it would be fun to have it where people could go back through some of these newer movies coming up and go like, oh, that's what Kang was doing, you know. I think that would be awesome. Just a cameo from him in everything, even if it doesn't matter.
There's enough, Marvel. You hearing us?
No.
Unless it's done already. But,
no.
Y'all can digitize it.
Right.
No. Absolutely
You don't
not.
like it?
You don't like it?
No, why?
Why not?
Because, why not? You explain why not.
Why
I don't need to prove why.
We already said why. So why not?
Because what's the point?
It'd be fun.
I think it would just be. I think it would be funny.
It'd be funny, it'd be interesting and intriguing.
Yes.
And that's interesting and intriguing mean the same thing.
Maybe not. No, I don't think so. There's a slight difference.
Okay. I was trying to sound smart.
You got it.
But yeah.
I don't see the point. But okay, since you guys are super excited about this non-existent cameo that he's making.
Yeah,
okay.
in every movie.
Yeah,
Every
movie.
Every single one.
Like Stan Lee.
Like Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
That's not ridiculous.
He'll be the new Stanley.
I think it'd be.
Yeah. Hey, can we just say though, like he played that very well though.
Yeah,
he did. It was like I said, his character was weird. Like as soon as they met him, I was like, he weird. What was he eating? An apple?
Yeah.
A Granny Smith apple at that. I'm like, do you really eat Granny Smith apples just raw like that? But okay, I figured you did.
I do.
But
You do?
I just eat the red.
I have before.
Oh,
I eat Granny Smith apples.
Squeaky. I don't like it.
They're squeaky? I don't like Red
Where you
Delicious.
get your rubber apples from?
Red Delicious is the worst apple ever.
Yes, I do not like red.
Red. I don't
I
understand
either.
how people eat Red
No,
Delicious. It's
Gala
disgusting.
or Pink Lady.
It's not a. I usually eat.
What's the yellow
Gala.
ones?
Yellow delicious.
Golden Delicious.
Oh, golden delicious. Sorry. I knew it was the color in delicious.
I mean, there are actually multiple ones of that. I don't know.
There's
Y'all know
Fuji,
that's the one I was.
It is like tons of apples. It's like I'll never eat them all. It's not possible. But, yeah.
Okay.
It's, that was Apple Talk, everyone.
Yeah, it's apple talk.
Apple Talk. Once
Except
every
why
episode.
you're supposed to cook with green apples, but whatever.
You are supposed
Don't
to
just
cook
be eating
with
them raw.
They taste good.
Okay.
That's
All right. Did they grow on a tree and was like, I'm growing because people were supposed to cook with me? Or
They
did you
didn't say
just
that,
decide
but it turned out that they're really good to cook with.
They are. You
Yeah,
cook
okay.
with
All right. Fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Saying.
Yeah, we should just
You've never
burn
baked
every
an
Red
apple
Delicious
pie, then, you
tree
wouldn't
ever,
know.
and just never have a Red Delicious grow ever again because it's
I
disgusting.
think that would be
I'm pretty sure they use Red Delicious for something.
For what?
For what? It's disgusting and gritty.
apple juice, man.
It's just,
Squeeze the crap
They
out of
might.
apple.
It might be an apple juice. Now that he said it.
hey, you know, like at Giant Eagle, like they be having like Gala apple juice and like different. They
I
have
don't
Granny
buy
Smith
apple juice, so I can't
was-
say.
Oh, you don't? I love it.
All right, yeah, man.
You don't
I
like
get
apple
all the
juice?
time.
No, jeez, no, I don't like apple
I have
juice.
children.
Really?
Oh
Fake
my
apple juice.
goodness.
But like, why not though? Like, why
Apple juice.
I don't like apples.
Ah, man, how are we
Any
supposed
form?
to have Apple Talk every episode? You don't like apple.
But yeah, come on. What don't you like?
I don't like it. I don't like the way they taste.
Is it too sweet?
No, I don't think it's too sweet. I mean, because I like oranges and nectarines. I just don't like apples.
Okay.
All right, so all right, so but I do think we will get some Kane cameo, like not like we were saying, but I think you are going to get a few, like maybe some end credits,
Like
scenes.
a
Yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah, yeah,
Do we need that? We already know he's here.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
yeah,
they
but
don't know
like just
he's
to
there.
emphasize his involvement in everything, I feel like I think that's what it would do. If you emphasize his involvement in it, like instead of just like alluding to it, like yeah, he doing this, that, and the other, like actually show him.
Yeah. Or just like
Manipulating.
showing us like how he's what
Yeah.
Dan is saying.
I mean, they did with
show us how
Thanos.
he's manipulating.
Yeah, like wouldn't that be cool
Fine.
to see throughout all the movies? Like just showing us a little bit about how he manipulating and whatever. I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
I think that'd be cool.
I'm fine with that.
It'll be interesting. They have a few things going on right now.
There's a
'cause
lot going on because you got the Valentina Contesta,
Yeah.
whatever her name,
forming a anti.
At
at the end of Black Widow.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, she's forming
Seinfeld.
either the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers. Apparently, one of them.
Probably the Dark Avengers because old boy had on that all black.
Yeah.
Captain
I
America.
made mention of the Dark Avengers.
Yeah, I think
But
the Dark
yeah.
Avengers.
Although I said it last time, I want Yelena to be like the new Avengers Black Widow rather.
But she
than,
can change size.
Yeah,
She
okay.
can flip flop.
I think out of everybody, she would be the one that would change size though.
I think it's pretty much guaranteed that she will.
Okay. Yeah. So
Alright.
you got that. You got Young Avengers going on, which is apparent because we got a lot of Young Avengers happening.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, with Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel.
this is a side thing, but with the Spider-Man movie coming up at the end of the year, do you think we're going to get a Miles Morales?
I think we
Probably
will.
because it's the last Spider-Man.
I don't.
movie.
Yeah.
So then,
Yep.
Tom Holland would be what? Still around or what?
He's done.
He's done.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean,
It would be-
obviously, just much like Iron Man, they're gonna have him show up in other movies and stuff, and especially like Avengers team up movies. But
Yeah.
like for Spider-Man standalone movies, I think that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Miles Morales will probably be the main Spider-Man in the MCU.
Or throw a
Who-
curveball
who's gonna-
and do Gwen Stacy.
Who's gonna play Miles?
Man,
I
I
don't
would
know.
love that, dude.
Is Gwen Stacy with the white hoodie?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love that.
I'll be cool with that, but you bring up a good point. Like, whoever they got to pick the right person to play Miles Morales, and I don't know
Yeah.
a young black actor that could do it.
Could it,
Or
well, he has to be Hispanic.
He gotta be. They can be Hispanic.
Yeah,
I think he need to have a little bit of Hispanol in him. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah, because
that was wrong.
He's both. His mom is Hispanic and his father is black.
Yeah, so.
Well, even then, so now even though even less people that meets that criteria.
Maybe have to be a new breakout actor or something.
Well, I mean, he just has to be black and Hispanic in the movies.
Or
like,
some black and Hispanic person better get to making a baby and tell them, hey, you're going to be an actor in the future.
Oh, Lord.
Get on it. Get on it. A boy, prefer.
There's somebody. All right.
I do think there would be cool
to do a different Spider-Man. Because, come on, we've gotten Peter Parker 3 times. It would be cool.
They got to do it because, one, since people love Spider-Man so much, they're not just going to walk away from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We already know this is Tom Holland's last standalone movie for sure. So they're going to have to replace him with someone. Miles Morales, to me, makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, I don't feel like not a lot of people are that familiar with Gwen Stacy, and since she hasn't been introduced yet, I feel like it's kind of hard to introduce her as Spider-Man.
Okay.
Well,
Miles Morales hasn't been introduced either.
Yeah, but it's
the Miles Morales.
Well, no, you had that connection with
Spider-Man movie, the cartoon Spider-Man movie. Do y'all think they can do him justice in an actual live action movie?
He got some powers. Be tough. I mean, when the cartoon was so well.
Yeah, the cartoon.
That was one of the best movies I've seen.
Spider-Man movies I've seen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It is.
That's gonna be difficult.
They got a lot to match.
They could also go way far left and do Silk, and there was the rumor with Sony doing a Silk movie.
No one knows who that is.
Silk the Shocker.
Why not? Marvel. How many
I
times
know who that is.
How many times has Marvel done stuff where it's like no one knows who this is, and they've knocked it out of the park?
True.
Yeah, but the only person I didn't know who was Guardians of the Galaxy. I may not have liked the other characters, but I knew who they were.
She doesn't like them at all.
Yeah,
I hate them.
She does not like them. She talks about them a lot of times off the air. It gets ugly. But, yeah, she does not.
But, like, okay, I didn't know who they were before. I don't like them. But I'm saying is, like, I feel like this Silk person is completely out there, and I feel like everyone will be like, who?
It is out there. Do something out there, right? Like, isn't that the problem with DC? You know, like
not doing anything out there.
Yeah, you just keep doing Superman, Batman, and now Wonder Woman.
That's because they haven't gotten it right yet.
So, like, change it up. Like Marvel, their whole studio started with the B-list character.
But there was a character that people know who he was. He may not have been popular, but I knew who Iron Man was. I wasn't against an Iron Man movie. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's like you knew who Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America was. They might not have been #1 sellers, but they were known.
Right.
You're not gonna mention them names. They were like, huh? Captain America, Thor, who?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't think they do it.
That's true. Okay.
No, a lot of people actually don't know who Black Panther. A lot of people don't know who Black Panther is.
That's not surprising.
I only knew because of Earth Mightiest Heroes. Honestly, I hadn't heard about
if it wasn't for the cartoon, I heard of Black Panther, but not like paid attention to.
I remember watching the cartoon and I was like, oh, yo, this dude is awesome. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, how well did I know
He wasn't in any of the comic books we owned.
No.
But I feel like I always knew who he was. Was it just from the cartoon?
I don't know.
It might have been just from the cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, I know who he was. I wouldn't expect him to put him in the movie,
No, what, didn't he show up in our X-Men cartoon?
Yes. He showed up in something before Earth Mightiest Heroes.
It was either X-Men or Spider-Man, I think.
Probably Spider-Man.
I want to say X-Men. Like one of those throwaway episodes when they went back to Africa with Storm.
Oh, with Storm. I was like, when did it go with Storm?
Back to Africa.
You've been there before?
All right. Well, this was a good episode of Loki. I guess we can rate the series now.
Wait, did we talk about the whole episode? Did we cover all the facts?
We got Renslayer, and they forgot Loki and Kang the Conqueror, right?
Okay, I felt like we talked about a whole lot of other stuff and not a lot of Loki, but I guess we covered it all.
Oh, we covered it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to just bring out on how what's her name?
Miss Minutes?
M19 or B19?
Oh, M15.
B15.
B15.
Oh, I mean M12.
On how like she brought them there and saw that she was so them to see that Renslayer was a variant as well.
Yeah,
That
from
is-
Ohio.
But then I feel like that
happens
whole
in
point
Ohio,
was
apparently.
Hey, love Ohio. Right?
yeah. But then I felt like that whole point was mute because it was like at the end, like they didn't even recognize Loki no more, and they over here running around talking about fixing the timelines.
Yeah, but she didn't know that.
Here's the thing, though. There was a scene right before Loki ran to them where her and Mobius knew what was happening, right? And she was like, "Did we make the right choice?" And it's like, there was no going back. Like, we can't go back from this. But then when Loki got to him, they didn't remember. So that's why I think Loki's in a different TVA. Either that or it just changed the TVA because of it changed the past. But
well, I mean, we won't know until season 2, whenever that comes out.
Okay, so we said that Miss Minutes is working for Kang the Conqueror. That's what we think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, remember when Loki and Sylvie was walking through the little, I guess, castle-looking dark spot?
Yeah.
And she was trying to get him. Like, she made him an offer.
Yeah.
To like turn back and do something else instead of going in.
Yeah.
To meet with old boy.
And she'll give them everything that they wanted. Yeah.
So I mean, what
because he didn't offer them that
power.
Yeah,
well,
he didn't
Sylvie
offer
wants basically her life back. Loki always wanted power. Kang should be the one be able to grant them that.
Yeah, so like Miss Minutes couldn't have been working for
he who
or maybe that was a further
she's not.
Maybe
Yeah,
that
she
was
does
a
work for
further
Human
manipulation of Kang to get them to make one of the two decisions, to either kill him or
I think it is him to get them to leave it alone, because I think the last thing he wanted is for them to break the timeline
and actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Kang the Conqueror didn't want them to meet He Who Remains.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Because we definitely went in there trying to offer them something else.
Yes.
And they were like, "No, we're gonna do this."
Right.
You're like, "All right."
Because what she offered them was not what He Who Remains offered them.
Yeah. He offered them something different.
Okay.
Yeah. And he even welcomed them to kill him, but he was just like, "But I mean, if you do, this is what's gonna happen."
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're getting old. You're like, man, I'm old. I want to do this no more.
Very interesting again. So will we see Sylvie some more in the movie, or do you think just season 2?
Oh, in a movie? I don't know.
I think just season 2, because they made mention it was like Loki will appear again in season 2. So I don't even think Loki is gonna be in none of the movies. I think it's just gonna be.
No, he's confirmed to be in Doctor Strange.
Is he confirmed? I thought it was rumored.
Oh, is it just a rumor?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's rumored that he's in Doctor Strange, but it might be true.
Okay.
You never know. I mean, that works since Doctor Strange is a multiverse movie. I mean, it could be.
I mean,
honestly, I think Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, I think it's kind of going to be like, you know how Infinite Crisis was on the CW? I think we're going to have like a lot of like actor cameos.
Don't remind me of that.
But like, it's not going to be like, they're not going to have like a major role. It's just like, oh, this person is confirmed to be in the movie. This person is confirmed.
Yeah,
but they might only have like a 2-minute part.
To what extent would Loki be in the movie if he actually is in the movie?
Yeah, I don't think he has a major role. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bunch of people, but only like...
the major roles is Scarlet Witch and obviously Doctor Strange. So, and America Chavez, right? Yeah.
Right. Her character is supposed to be introduced.
Her name. Her character.
Miss America.
Miss America, yeah.
Miss America.
Yeah. Is it Miss America? Are you sure? Because her name's America.
Madam America.
Like, her name, her first name is America. So
I'm about to look at it right now. I'm about to double check for you.
But she has like the ability to move between.
Her name is Miss America.
So America Chavez is playing Miss America?
No, that's not the actress's name. That's
that's the character's name.
Oh yeah, the character's name is America Chavez.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And
I was like,
what? Name is Miss America.
Coincidence?
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, she has the power to make
travel
a portal
across
between
multiverse.
multiverses. So.
Oh,
yep.
Go say travel across
Okay.
streets.
Which makes sense.
The power to travel
Across streets, yes. Only in America, though.
Yeah, once you go to Mexico, it's like,
Only in the United States of America. Don't try to go up in Canada. No.
like, these are providences.
Yeah. All right, so Loki, let's rate it now that we've seen the entire thing. Let's give it a number rating and then rate it amongst the Marvel TV shows that came out this year.
Number from like 1 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are we doing
we'll do
out
numbers.
of 5 or
We'll do
out of
numbers.
10?
10.
Okay.
Don't start with me.
7.
7. Okay.
Really? Wow, kind of low. I give it at least an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 because of the ending.
I give it an 8 too.
I mean,
giving it
the
an
last
8.
episode definitely elevated it some for me.
Definitely elevated.
It's still a 7.
Now ranking it among the Disney Plus Marvel TV shows.
Well, there's only 3, right?
Yeah, so 1 through 3.
2.
What's first?
WandaVision.
I have
WandaVision's first.
I still got WandaVision.
Man, you
Yeah.
know, the more I
got
think on the
WandaVision
last
first.
episode of WandaVision,
The last episode
it
ruined
really
it.
brings the show down.
That's true.
It really does.
It does. But the other 8 episodes or whatever
They
were
were
great.
really good. Ah, man, that makes it hard.
So it's still number 1 for me. Like, because I feel like this last
I mean,
episode
because
elevated it.
with
but still.
WandaVision, we're comparing all the shows to WandaVision. Like at this point, like we just like.
That's why you gotta leave it number 1.
Yeah.
No,
Because
that's
like
only
the
because it was
standard.
the first show.
but if the first
But
show
not
was
even if it wasn't the first show.
if the first show wasn't good, then it drops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how our
That
expectations.
last, because every time I think of it, I think of that last episode, and I'm so disappointed.
I mean, the last episode was lacking for sure.
But okay,
Okay.
all right, yeah, fine. WandaVision first,
Series.
Loki, Falcon, and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay, cool. Well, that's our thoughts on Loki. Any other nitpicks or things you guys wanted to talk about?
No.
No.
You don't think so?
Honestly, I don't have any nitpicks.
All right, cool.
I mean, when you talk about time travel and people with powers,
yeah.
sometimes you just gotta let things
I
go.
mean,
Yeah, I don't nitpick.
I'm not going to question time
Understand.
travel. We've tried before. It's not. No, just let whatever they say happens is how it
You're
works.
right. That's how it works.
right. It doesn't make sense.
Um,
It's fictional anyway.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you think about the last episode of Loki? Let us know. You can comment wherever you're watching or listening. Make sure you leave a review of the podcast and rate it. We'd like to see what you think wherever you are listening to the podcast. And you can reach out to us as well on Facebook, facebook.com/3drivals. We would enjoy your comments. And also you can email us. It's 3drivals@gmail.com. Other than that, thank you so much, guys, for listening and watching. We appreciate it. Peace out.
You know it.